boat captain, your tour guide. We are going to travel 2.5 miles together in a giant circle. It's going to be awesome. Should take about 30 minutes or so to get back here where we started. If everything goes safe and well. Okay, it is my first day today. Just want it to go perfect, you know. Yeah, don't try that. It's too soon. Too soon.
Oh, is that a light?
But I did watch 2 YouTube videos this morning,
Okay.
covered all this right before my shift, this morning, so it should be
My
okay.
nephew,
But I'll go over some safety rules.
and he
We
wanted
have
to drive
around
the boat
30
every
bridges
3
that we got to
days.
pass
He just
underneath
drive the
on
boat.
this trip.
Or not
Some of them are very
nephew
low.
got his arm taken off.
And we have quite a few other boats out here too.
Wait,
We get very close
he
to
just
each
won't
other
watch
all
the
the
YouTube
time.
video.
So I just need to ask everyone to stay
I drive
seated,
the boat.
try to keep everything inside the boat.
So he didn't drive the boat?
Yeah, 'cause I
Pretty
took
easy,
him out,
just
I taught him how
relax.
to drive
No
the boat.
smoking
Oh.
on the cruise. That's rule number 2. We ban smoking from all the city parks in Texas. They don't allow it on the cruise.
It's a lot. I mean, you
And
can walk this, so I can
last
walk this
rule,
whole thing, but it's
if you
pretty
fall
tough.
into the
It's a
river,
good boat thing.
Yeah, I like it.
do not panic. Okay, I realize we got a lot of curvy sidewalks out here. You guys, anyone know why there's a railing on this side and not a guardrail on this side? Me neither. So if you slip off of one of these, you splash in, you gotta stay calm, okay? You wouldn't want to freak out underwater. What you can do is stand up and just walk out. It's 3 feet to 5 feet deep, so you should be okay. It'll be fine. This part of the river is about 5 feet deep right here. This is a man-made extension. Where I picked you guys up was an extension they added back in the 1980s, back where that yellow boat is. Right where that bridge is an extension they added for the shopping mall. 1988, they built the mall, and they just extended the river into the middle of it. But that was an addition to this part of the river, which was built in the 1960s. 20 years prior to that, we had a World's Fair hosted in 1968. The World's Hemisphere here in San Antonio. Hemisphere. World's Fair. Hemisphere. And that's what they built this for. The mall was just added 20 years later, and they extended the river some more. The rest of the river, everything else that I'm going to show you today of the San Antonio River is natural. It's over 10,000 years old. This river is spring-fed naturally by an underground freshwater aquifer. It's a blue hole up north of here. And it's about 4 miles north where the water spring feeds from underground and bubbles up from underground. From right here, the river flows another 200 miles south. The river reaches the city of Victoria, where it leads right into the Gulf Coast, South Texas. So this is all natural. Very shallow in these spots. There's a spot under this bridge gets up to about 1 foot deep along the bank over here on the left. On the right side it's the same, but past this wall here in the middle, the divider here, that foundation, if you look past it, you'll see some rocks under the water there. It's only about 1.5 feet deep over here. It's very shallow. Take a look at this Hilton Hotel right here on our left. Palacio del Rios, Spanish palace on the river here. This hotel has a world record of its own in the Guinness Book today. Held since the day it opened, back in 1968. It has 500 guest bedrooms, stands over 20 floors, and they built it in 200 days. So when you look at it, you
That's
think
pretty
less
good.
than 8 months. Kind of hard to believe. But the bedrooms were molded in a warehouse 8 miles from here. They built these rooms individually, the boxes, using concrete, molded in a warehouse. Then they moved them, they put everything inside, the plumbing, furnishings, the electronics. They set the rooms up ready for guests, and they stuck them on flatbed trucks. They drove them here. 2 cranes were in place, used kind of like this to lift the rooms up and lock them into the foundation. Stack them, room on top of room, floor after floor, like a bunch of giant Legos. And in 48 days they finished. They stacked every bedroom. The building was complete, so they opened the hotel 3 days later. All the guests start checking in. Right after construction. Yeah, that's exactly how cruise ships are built. So, the Tower of the Americas back there, I'll show you that when we get back into the extension. I'll show you some good spots for it, tell you the history of it. Right next to us, though, you'll see some signs right here, La Villita, this little village. La Villita, it's a Spanish village. It's the very first settlement of our city, y'all. 1691 was the first year the Spanish had arrived here. Catholic missionaries settled on the river, priests from Spain. The Alamo was the first mission they built, where I picked you guys up on the other side of the river back there. On the northeast side of that bend is where the mission was built, and the settlement formed here by the missionaries. The Alamo had soldiers stationed to it by the King of Spain in 1718. When he heard word the mission was complete, he stationed soldiers to form municipal here. They formed this into an establishment 300 years ago with those missionaries. Connected to it, you see the Arneson River Theater, right? Take a look over here on the right. We have a main stage on the river for live performances to take place here throughout the whole year. These are seats on the other side. They hold hundreds of guests to view the shows live. We film our river parades here. Christmas parade 2 weeks ago is the biggest parade of the year, broadcasted live for television right here out of this theater. So the river boats, the parade boats come through here, and that's where they're filmed. How many of you have seen the movie Miss Congeniality? Sandra Bullock. The bikini model contest scene was filmed in this theater right here. I know, it's my favorite part of the movie too. Because of the river walk, you know, it's because of the river. This is my personal favorite spot to visit on the Riverwalk, the Briscoe. It's a Western art museum. There's artifacts in here you can't find anywhere else in the world. It does happen to be closed on Wednesdays, but Thursdays are free for military tomorrow. If you have a veteran or military ID, you can get in here for free every week. And if you have a locals ID, Bexar County, you can get in here once a month. So that's like 5 or 6 times a month if you're a local and a veteran. You know, you can get in there as many times as you can. But there's some stuff in here that blow you away. My favorite section, dedicated to the Battle of the Alamo and all the other Texas battles that took place for Texas independence in 1836. Y'all know, the greatest nation that ever became a state, right, was the Republic of Texas. There aren't too many other states that can claim the same, you know, running time as a sovereign republic like that, as a nation, before annexed into a state. Of course, Texas was a state first, and then a nation, and then a state again. But not many other states can claim that. You know, there's only a few others. You guys know any other states that ran time as a nation before they became a state here in the U.S.? Yeah. Hawaii actually had the longest time. It's 59 years. They had a monarchy. Texas had 9 years. Louisiana had 2 months. California had 3 weeks.